people are kind of exhausted after a global pandemic, and we need to be able to reinvigorate people and to re-inspire them to move forward, because people have been dealing with a lot of kind of the here and now, and what we want to be looking at is the future and where we want to get to, and what we need to improve and challenge and change, and that kind of continued growth. And I think that's really hard when people have been, you know, up to their knees in pandemic and COVID and all of that. So I think that's probably a challenge for people going forward, especially, you know, just for nursing, health and social care as well. People have been held up and you know, put on pedestals for doing amazing stuff. Actually, it's their day job, and maintain that momentum is really, really hard.
I think some of the challenges in nursing absolutely mirror what's happening nationally, your standard recruitment and retention. There's no doubt about that. I think where we're unique in Cygnet is that we are addressing those challenges, and that we are working on career pathways for nursing and social care. We are looking at new roles, establishing new roles such as the nursing associate role. We're looking at clinical education pathways aligned to specialities. So, for example, if a nurse enters or starts work in a cancer unit as a newly qualified nurse, there is a progression of education or professionally required education around cancer, for example. I think one of the challenges always is about releasing staff. You know, however great our aspirations are around education programs, releasing staff is always a challenge. So we have to work really closely with the operations teams to understand what challenges they're facing in order to address the education needs, for example, of our nurses in Cygnet. Establishing a career pathway and sustaining a career pathway is actually a challenge in its own right. So it's about having ideas, people who are motivated, stimulated by the clinical environments, wanting to learn more. Those are the important things. And then valuing every individual that we have working for us.
Yes, I guess one of the most exciting things that I think Cygnet were the first independent provider to look at the nursing associate role, and I think one of the things I've talked about previously is that this gives huge opportunities for support workers within the organisation to become nursing associates and then to become registered nurses. And I think the nursing apprenticeship pathway gives us real direction now in terms of where we can go. And I think the work that Caroline is doing, which is really pivotal in terms of mapping out what career pathways for nursing and support workers can look like throughout the organisation. And if I came in tomorrow as a support worker, we could probably map out quite clearly the career pathway if they wanted to become director of nursing or chief operating officer. So I think the opportunities are immense there now. And I think there's even more opportunities that we can harness, particularly that we've seen through the pandemic. And even more opportunities to look at very different roles that can support nursing as well. I think it's not just about nursing, it's about supporting nursing. So I think, yeah, huge opportunities, and we're going to harness those now and take them through the career pathway work that Caroline is leading.
So I think David did mention the apprenticeship route. So we have, although I am not the apprenticeship lead, we have an apprenticeship lead in the organisation. I do work closely with the apprenticeship lead, and I think the apprenticeship route really gives opportunities to people who probably could not have been a nurse previously. So it allows people to work at the same time as train. And initially we started with a nursing associate role, but that role we're now extending our apprenticeships to nursing associates can become registered nurses. You might well be able to come into the organisation on an apprenticeship to become a registered nurse rather than through the apprenticeship, the nursing associate route. We're looking at postgraduate nurses joining the workforce, postgraduate applicants joining the workforce. That might be somebody who's already got a degree that wants to be a nurse, and then being able to access an apprenticeship over a 2-year period. So there's a wide range of options to train to become a nurse.